Here in Europe, it's cyclocross season and I've been watching tons of amazing racing over on our GCN racing channel. I really love how the cyclocross racers just get stuck in, even in the most extreme weather conditions. And this exciting discipline is offering you the chance to accelerate your progression as a mountain bike rider. Cyclocross is packed full of awesome moves and attitude that you can develop into your riding, making you quicker, fitter, faster, more confident, and really good at getting on off your bike. At first glance, cyclocross seems like a mixture of mountain biking, running, road riding, and criterium racing. And that mix suggests it's like a new, young hybrid of those popular disciplines. But actually, this sport has been around for well over a century. And in the countries where it's most popular, like Belgium, France, and Holland, cyclocross is hugely popular, garnering massive crowds. But why would this roady-looking form of cycling be of any help to us mountain bikers? Well, let me take you through what's going on in a typical cyclocross race. The courses are generally between 2.5 and 3.5 kilometres in length, and they're jam-packed with a wide selection of really challenging terrain. And when I say challenging, I feel like I'm understating the facts. I mean, look at some of the action. I mean, it's amazing. Deep, rutted sand, really deep and hard to ride. Gruesome, sloppy mud sections, cobbles. I mean, that stuff's intense. Running sections and even steps. These racers just eat it all up at a frantic pace. And take this fact into consideration, most top flight races are around an hour in length at that pace. That intensity is a trademark of the cyclocross racing scene. The ability of its top riders to master the courses with incredible bike handling skills, as well as operating physically at such a pace. Match that alongside the power needed to pedal through some of this terrain, it's quite remarkable. A classic course will also include really big bunny hop boards as a feature, and I think they're a really great way to illustrate the skill and power of these racers. I mean, being able to hop like that, lap after lap, is pretty impressive. In fact, those huge crowds of spectators will often gather at these points to see the sport's superstars, like Matthew van der Poel or Thomas Meusen, blitz their way through these obstacles. Now, this action may already have you twitching to sign up to your first cyclocross race, and if that's the case, then you're in for a treat and go for it. However, if drop bars just aren't your thing, then let's consider what you, the mountain biker, can take from this sport and how you can apply it to your riding. Obviously, you can choose to include some of the following in a literal sense to your weekly riding, and it will pay dividends for sure. Or you could use the following aspects of cyclocross racing as markers to inspire or to motivate your riding in the coming new year. 2020, here we come. So let's start with intensity. Nothing is more apparent in cyclocross than that level of charged effort. The racing requires it, and if you want to win in cyclocross, or MTB for that matter, then that is always the case. What really stands out for me though is a lot of that intensity in cyclocross is actually essential to negotiate the terrain. The super soft stand quickly turns into a running race unless you can maintain that intensity to power through it. Van der Poel is incredible at this. I mean, just look at that. Next time you're out, try looking well ahead on the trail and keep an eye out for the obstacles that could need momentum going in, like that sand would. Rather than panic pedaling once you're upon it when it's just too late, mud, sand routes and steep climbs are perfect examples where cyclocross intensity and that forward thinking will make a massive difference. Predominantly an autumn and winter season sport here in the Northern Hemisphere, cyclocross events often involve some pretty extreme weather conditions. And weirdly, the competitors seem to absolutely love it. Nothing makes them happier than being absolutely soaking wet through or completely plastered in mud. It's this resilience to the weather conditions that is of interest to me. If you can build that mentality into your riding on those bad weather days, then you're going to ride a lot more. Crucially, those tough weather conditions not only make you a hardier mountain biker, but it'll ensure you're pitted against the toughest riding conditions, which in turn will accelerate you up the skill ladder. Nothing makes you more confident of riding a tough rooty section on a trail than having mastered the same rooty section in the pouring rain. Now be honest, does your local loop have the variety that you deserve? It's so easy to slip into riding the same old loop week in, week out. However, one secret way to progressing is riding as many different terrains and obstacles as you can. A wider selection will bear fruit in terms of experience. It goes without saying that the more trails, bike parks, skate parks and dirt chumps that you hit on your bike, the more sophisticated your riding palette will be. Mixing your riding destinations and riding terrain will challenge you in the same way as a cyclocross track challenges its competitors, and it seems to work for them. I'm tricking you here because I'm giving a very obvious point an alternative name. In my mind, I'm suggesting repetition. In truth, we're discussing practice. Lap after lap on the cyclocross track is giving these racers many opportunities to learn their riding lines, the skills and pace needed to negotiate these tracks. Cyclocross riders might have to bunny hop obstacles 30 times within a race's duration. How many obstacles do you really have to bunny hop in an average mountain bike ride? Probably not that many. One really fun thing to try is build your own mini lap for cyclocross with some added obstacles like those bunny hop boards, running sections, whatever the track you've built has in terms of terrain. As long as it's short, then you're building those all-important multiples into your riding session. Prescribe yourself some sessions on that mini lap and get that repetition in on your skills practice, just like a cyclocrosser. Lastly, let's take a moment to absorb and admire the aggression required to really attack a cyclocross race. The overriding impression I take from watching these races is the aggro attitude to how it all plays out. If you want to negotiate the obstacles, if you want to ride fast laps, and ultimately if you want to win races, then you need to be aggressive. It's very exciting to watch, and when it's working, it looks like it feels amazing. Out on the MTB, you will have beautiful moments that are about nature and relaxation. However, maybe save some real aggression for those mini laps I mentioned, or select a section of your regular trail that you will attack with aggression, intensity, and that resilience, bringing your inner cyclocrosser out and letting that vibrant new energy inform your mountain biking for the better. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I've convinced you to take a closer look at cyclocross in a hope that it will make you a better mountain biker. Let me know in the comment section down below of what you thought of it, and if you're going to try any of it out. I really hope you do. If you'd like to dive deeper and see more cyclocross action, then click here for the latest GCN racing cyclocross coverage, and click over here if you'd like to see our very own Blake Sampson shredding a cyclocross bike. Lastly, hit the old globe there to subscribe and give us a thumbs up like. See you next time.